week's featured topic of discussion. For all of you parents out there, we're all parents. This week we'll be discussing, do you know what your teen is into? Ladies, did some research. There are some crazy things going on that the teens are doing nowadays. I think I don't know if everyone's heard of planking, but planking is basically where they are balancing their bodies on sometimes a very narrow object and seeing how long they can keep their balance. The danger with that is they are doing, you have people planking off of rooftops. People are planking on balconies. And there have actually been instances where people have fallen to their deaths planking.
Trying to plank.
And they basically they're just in a straight out position, holding their balance and seeing how long they can hold their balance.
Yeah, I pulled up while you were talking, actually pulled online images of planking. There's a girl in here planking with her face in the toilet. Can you zoom in on that? But if you do an image search on Google, you can see planking. But yeah.
Another thing, a few things with alcohol. And kids are doing things so alcohol, and how crazy is this? So alcohol won't be on their breath. One of them is vodka eyeballing, where they drop vodka into their eye. Like eye drops. They drop vodka drops into their eyes, and it goes right into the membrane, which of course can cause blindness.
Wow.
And then the vodka gummy worms and gummy bears, where they soak the candy in vodka.
Now a lot of teens may have gotten that from parents and stuff, though. I'm just saying I've heard that some parents do that.
Have your kids seen you do that? Vodka shots and
Jello
shots.
I'm just saying people. I mean, I'm not saying I do that. No. But I'm saying people have done it. Like people will soak fruit in liquor and put it in like punch, or people will soak gummy. So yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. Right. So yeah.
Sometimes
kids are perfect imitators.
Okay. Well, one of the other crazy ones,
right?
Not so crazy, but one of the crazy ones, is soaking tampons in vodka and in alcohol. And what kids are doing, boys and girls, are soaking tampons in alcohol, and then the females are inserting the tampons into their vaginas, and the males are inserting the tampons into their rectums.
Does that make the male gay? I'm just saying, if the dude is sticking something voluntarily and willingly up his butt,
he's doing it for the alcohol effect.
He's just trying to get drunk.
But they're doing it. But here's the crazy thing:
I'm just saying.
is the alcohol is going directly into these kids' bloodstreams, which is so dangerous.
Not to mention all kinds of infections you get from putting it into your private area.
And all of this is to prevent from the smell of alcohol,
to prevent
being
the
on your
parents
breath,
from knowing. Basically.
Wow.
I'm just saying, what dude wants
You
something?
still stuck on that?
I'm just saying, what guy is gonna want something going in his rectum? I mean,
the same one that's planking off of a rooftop.
Okay, the roof ain't going in his butt though. You know what I'm saying?
So these are just some of the crazy things that they're doing. Some of the other ones are these challenges.
Right. Right.
Have you guys heard of the
cinnamon
challenge?
Yeah.
I heard of that silly stuff.
Yeah. Stupid stuff where, you know, the cinnamon basically is supposed to burn your throat. And you're supposed and they know that it burns your throat, but they are supposed to see if they can swallow these big huge amounts of cinnamon.
Like, what's the point?
Without it burning their throat, even though they know it's going to burn their throat.
To get it down. See if they can get it down.
The thing is, this is also very dangerous, especially people with respiratory problems, people with asthma. This can be very, very dangerous. Another one is the salt and ice challenge that kids are doing. And unfortunately, I checked with my teen. I have a teen and a preteen, and they both did it. And I'm just like wanting to hit them upside the head. Like, how stupid are you? They both did the salt, and basically the salt with the ice gives it a dry ice effect.
Okay.
And kids are getting burns, 4th degree, 3rd degree, even 2nd degree burns.
Wow.
With and they're putting it on there. We actually watched a video where 2 girls
put it on their hand,
and we're gonna try to keep it on here for a minute.
So bad.
And after like 20 seconds, they were both screaming about how bad it was burning. But then they made the minute, and then the one girl had the bright idea. Well, since we both made the minute, let's see who can keep it on the longest. By the time they were finished, one of the girls' hand was completely purple and blue, and she had a burn.
It's like,
and she could not scrape off. It was like frostbite, and she could not. It was hard. You could hear it, basically.
How intelligent.
Yep. So I mean, basically, we're bringing this to your attention because you gotta communicate with your kids. The thing is, when we decided to do this topic, we have to do. You know, we want to research to see what's going on or what our kids are doing. And I'm talking to my kids, and I don't know half of the things on this list, but my kids know 8 out of 10.
The choking game.
The choking game, or even the ways to get high and drunk. You know what I'm saying? Smoking Smarties, where they take the Smarties, crush them up, and put them in lines like cocaine, and just snort the Smartie dust, which can cause all kind of respiratory effects for one. And then you're just making future drug addicts because you practicing for the real thing. Right. It's just crazy. So as parents, we can't ignore. And the Smarties thing was like 9 and 10-year-olds.
Yeah, they were really young.
And on a YouTube video. So you have somebody's child, 9 or 10, snorting Smartie dust and then posting it on YouTube and laughing and just, you know.
Wow.
So it at least warrants a conversation.
Shawnee, what was the Omegle? Tell our audience about the Omegle.
Yeah. It's the same thing as the roulette website, the roulette chat website, except roulette chat, you can actually see the person. Omegle, you can't. But basically, I didn't even know about the Omegle. I was asking them about the roulette site, and my son goes, "Well, I've never done that, but I've done Omegle." And I'm like, "Well, what's that?" "Well, you just get on and talk to random strangers."
It's random, right? Okay.
And I said, "Pull it up. You know, pull it up so I can see." And he pulled it up, and it's just like, "Hey, what you doing?" Nothing." "Oh, well, where you at?" And by the time the end of the conversation, you getting into stuff like, "Well, are you in bed?" and this and that. And I'm like, "Okay, click it off."
Sexual predators.
And
wow.
A sexual predators candy store. Do you hear me?
That's
because next thing you know, but you don't know that your child even talking to these strangers on the website. So it's definitely a conversation. You know,
and we have to be more aware. When we were coming up, when we were coming up, there was one computer in the house at a desk. Right, exactly. And that was later coming up for me because we were just getting introduced to DOS and all that kind of stuff when I was in high school.
Yeah,
remember
exactly.
Beta? But you sat in a spot in your home and you were on a computer and your parent could peer over your shoulder. Now every single person in the house has a laptop and or some type of iPad or tablet. Plus you have a iPod Touch, which is portable, plus the smartphones. So you have to really be aware of what your kids are doing and the many methods from which they can do it, the many formats, because it's not so easy as just sitting at a computer at a desk anymore where you can look over the shoulder. Be very vigilant, I'm sorry. Because, like I told my kids coming up, you don't have the right to privacy in my home.
Absolutely not.
I can take any of your media at any time and I can review it. And then if I don't like what I see, I can confiscate it. You have to show me that you're responsible to have that, like with a driver's license. If you're not operating in a responsible manner. So, parents, now you're aware. Kids, I'm sorry if you think we're being haters or anything. But it's for your own protection, and it's because people care about you and don't want to see you get hurt doing something silly. you have to ask yourself when you're starting to do any of these things, can this possibly have a good ending? And if it can't, maybe it's something you shouldn't do.
And word to the kids, like anything that says the such and such challenge,
Right.
just the fact that they're challenging you to do something,
it's dumb.
That's probably a, you know, now I probably shouldn't be doing this. That's probably a good indication that this is something that I probably shouldn't be doing.
Right, and to piggyback off what Dion said, I have all of my kids' passwords to everything that they're on. If they have a Facebook, you better believe I was the first friend. I'm the friends with them on Twitter, and you know, and at any time it may be a check. Bring me your computer. I'm checking your history, baby.
I just did
and
that
you
to
don't
my
even know when
daughter's,
it's coming. Bring me your iPad. Bring me this. Bring me that. I'm checking your history. I may just walk in your room when you gone. You might come and see me looking through stuff. Because at this point, you just don't know. And like I said, I would rather my kid not like me right now than have a kid that's dead 3 months from now from an overdose or from this or from that, because I'm not checking and keeping in contact.
Right.
Although, you know, I have open communication with my kids, and from what I know that they tell me, but I know I'm not stupid. I know they're not telling me everything.
Right. Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right. You be looking up in the garage. Your kid done made a bomb. Oh, I didn't know Johnny was out there. Well, check and see what Johnny doing. What's all that banging? What's all that hammering? And not saying that you're always going to find everything, and not saying you want to catch them doing anything, but you just want to be aware. You know, we all try to do and be the same that we can, and that's the best parents we can be. But we all know our kids are going to be kids. We all did stupid stuff. Well, they did mostly. They all did stupid stuff.
And I'm saying,
right.
wait a minute. Wait a minute. Hold up.
But we all did that. So some things that's silly and mindless. I remember my daughter, my youngest, her junior year, her bedroom has a little porch off of it, and her and a couple of friends were challenging who could jump off and land on the trampoline in the backyard. These idiots not knowing. My husband driving down the street home from work caught them. Well, so-and-so told us to do it. The friend who challenged them to do it is afraid of heights and wasn't even jumping.
Oh, God.
So it was my daughter and other friends doing it, and not the one who told them. So again, like I said, all kids do stupid stuff, but like we sat down, it was a teachable moment. You guys have to think this all the way through. What if somebody had broken an arm, or somebody had all kind of things could have happened, and we would be in major trouble for that. We're not home. We're thinking, you know, they're juniors in high school, that they can be home and get ready. They were cheerleaders, get ready for their game and stuff. But shut up. So we all do stuff, and all of our kids do stuff. But this stuff that we're talking about, very, 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 very serious and potentially very dangerous. So we just want to put that out there.
I think it's really important for parents to be aware of what's going on in the lives of their kids. There are so many dangerous activities that our kids are engaging in now that are just kind of incorporated into just normal, regular stuff that we have laying around our houses. Kids are becoming more and more creative with everyday things. And unfortunately, a lot of us, most of us as parents, aren't even aware that it's going on. I think it's really great that a lot of local sheriff's departments are partnering with hospitals and substance abuse facilities that to offer educational forums for parents about this very thing, how kids are using everyday items to get high, to engage in reckless, dangerous behaviors. In terms of the whole privacy issue, there's no such thing as a child having a right to privacy, not in my household. My kids are not allowed to lock doors. I do think that it is important that parents are aware of what's going on, what their kids are doing with social media. A lot of kids have lost their lives because of stuff that took place in the context of social media. So I just think that we as parents have an obligation and a responsibility to be aware and be in our kids' business. They don't have any business. Their business is our business.